Good morning. Thanks. Still feeling a bit under, but at least better than yesterday. Oh, I felt horrible yesterday. At least I can actually be here today, I think. Oh man. Oh man, hopefully this stream doesn't go too bad. Ugh, I still feel so blah. Okay, should be good to go here, I think. Good morning, Cloud Cool Kale Plan. That's it's an interesting username, sir. All right, let's go ahead and get started here. Should have the setup good. Yeah. Okay, that should be good. Yeah, good morning, everybody. My apologies for not being here yesterday. Really just did not feel great. We do have multiple stocks. Let's just get into it. Formalities will need to wait. Go ahead and get this up. Yeah, we got BBIG and BTAI both moving. BBIG did have a very strong runner a few months ago, really. Or BBGI, sorry. Yeah, very strong. Yeah, okay, so it's earnings as well. What is BTAI? Announces enrollment of first patients in U.S. Department of War funded study. Okay, this one had a run up a few weeks ago, but it was slower. Had a bit of a downtrend there. Mostly flat overall, but we have had a somewhat of a decline. Yeah. 5,000 volume. Yeah, BPIG just looks really, really strong here. Is earning as well. Yeah, earning up. Yeah, net loss 100. That seems crazy to me. $190 or whatever. $105 loss. And it's crazy it's up this much on that. Yeah, way too strong. I can't really fight against this, unfortunately. Let me go ahead and move all these here. It's been 2 days from these. What's the PTAI I said? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this could roll over. It has a horrible daily chart, but this thing is showing way too much strength right now. Looks like a lower float. Also hasn't been diluted recently. So yeah, I can't really push it here. I don't know what it was like yesterday, but right, we've had more warm days lately and we've had bigger runners, so I shouldn't be really jumping on something that shows momentum, at least to the short side. QNCX, this is a penny stock, but it's been grinding higher. You got to dip by at 475. Okay, well, good luck. Dang, 475 is crazy. I mean, even though that's up so much, like, it's such a big run up. You get the 1 minute high curl forming. If this volume is real and there's actually, oh, let me look at the level 2. Yeah, level 2 does look pretty thin. This could be more accurate float slash shares outstanding. Yeah, this volume is really, really good if the shares outstanding is only 1.8 million, right? Getting 500,000 a minute. You had a big run somewhat recently with what appears to be no dilution after. You have earnings backing it up as a headline, so there could be something in earnings that is just really good. But I don't know. I mean, it's a strong downtrend. The headline seems horrible. $105 loss. That sounds terrible. But maybe there's more to it. I can't really contest this. W pulling back a bit. I think it's just BBGI at the moment. BTAI didn't really resolve well. Just kind of rolled over. Anyone who shorted from minute 3 onward is basically up or flat right now. So you do have some short pressure from here. All right, as long as it holds below here. It looks decent though. The 1 minute didn't resolve super clean, but it did hold. This could be turning into a base for the next leg. Dipped right off the 9 EMA. There you go. Okay, new 1 minute high. It looks decent. Looks decent. Not quite a double top, but somewhat close. I mean, to me, it still looks strong. Good morning, Proton Junkie. Good morning. Hope you're all doing well here. Tell you what, I'm glad I didn't try to get involved with BBIG. Am I able? I'm not going to be able to short it. Certainly not at this point. Or BBGI. I keep saying BBIG. This one's definitely going to be out of shares, right? Yeah, absolutely. ABCD pattern or breakout here. We don't have the second half of that yet. We don't have the CD. Right, if this fails and pulls back, then we could have an ABCD pattern, certainly. We don't have that yet. If you think there's maybe too much selling pressure here, you could look for an ABCD. Get both my notes here. Oh yeah, streaming went sick. You love to see it. Okay. I don't know. Like, I understand what you're saying. Like, the fact that we have curled up slower here, it does look like it's struggling a little bit. And we did have this upper wick here. I mean, it's clearly showing very, very good strength here. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it might just run. There does seem to be some red flags of it fizzling out, though. But you're still getting really good volume, too. Right? There is some mixed signals, but it still currently looks bullish to me. Like, as in, we're going to break out here. I would give it maybe a 60% chance we make a new high. Have we? We didn't make a new high, did we? 28. Yeah, okay. We didn't make a new high yet. I appreciate the likes, you guys. Thank you very much. I was debating if I should take a second day off, but I'm just like, no, I can't. I can't do that. I took one day already. I can't do two. I gotta try and be here. For the homies. Alright, we'll see. Yeah, a second big volume candle, and we still didn't make the new high. We just barely went above the previous high. Maybe this is showing more weakness than I thought. I haven't seen really anything on the level 2 to suggest a wall here, but... Well, okay, so there's a 24k seller. That's not really a big deal. No, with 500,000, that's not really a huge deal. Yes, yes, of course, Larry. Of course. The homie. VWAP 640. Yeah, anyone short's probably getting very nervous now, right? You could have shorted here when it was up 100%. You haven't really been rewarded much. You had somewhat of a pullback here, but it held pretty nice. Realistically, many shorts are probably slightly underwater here. Or if you were aggressively shorting here, then you're really underwater. Yeah, if we get a new high here, I expect we're going to see a bit of a short squeeze start to happen. Yeah, it is really starting to look like there might be a seller. I don't know how big, but considering how long this took to grind up, you have two topping tails here. This was not really a big one, but it's still kind of a topping tail. You had basically a double top. It does look like there is some kind of seller. 10 shares, 589 to 698 green, baby. What a crazy range on that. Very nice, Larry. Yeah, 5 minutes of very light pullback. Volume has dropped a little bit. Still quite elevated, though. The lack of pullback still looks strong to me. I am seeing signs of a possible distributor up here, someone trying to sell. I don't know how big they are, though. The fact we're not pulling back much is a good sign, but if we start to see a breakdown further, it could start to look like a top. It is lower volume, but it's still quite elevated. Like these are lower volume, but this is still a lot of volume. Nice to have me back. Missed me yesterday. Oh, well, I appreciate it. If you guys are enjoying to see me back, hit that like button so I know how much you guys like to see me here. Yeah, I am still a bit under the weather, but I am here. I'll be honest, if this thing runs and makes a new high, this thing is gonna rip. I think it's gonna rip if it runs. There's definitely shorts underwater here. It's still getting relatively high volume. There hasn't been dilution recently. It has made a huge move as well within the last, like, 4 months. This has huge potential to run. If this does break out, you could see $12+. On the flip side, this thing's up over 100%. The news looks terrible, but I don't know. I don't know the inner details. So there could be nuance here that makes this actually a great catalyst. All I know is this looks very dangerous to short, so I do not want to try it. I suppose if you were to short it, you would want to short it on the second leg here. Yeah, up over 100%. Yeah, this one's really stalling out. Very strange. This is, by the way, I do not think this is dead yet at all. I don't, like, this needs to be continued to watch. Even with volume dropping, it's holding so high. Yeah, continuing to trend down slightly. Low volumes. Now, this is genuinely low volume. I thought this area was still somewhat elevated volume. This area here is genuinely lower volume. DJ down 9K. How the hell is he down 9K? What? We only had one stock and it ripped. How are you down 9,000? Jesus, dude. That's crazy to me. I don't even get it. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen here. I genuinely don't. I'm expecting a very explosive move to the upside. That's kind of what I'm pricing in here, but we'll see. My prediction is we're gonna see a huge move, at least $2 up. You're in at 5 or 662. Good luck, sir. I think there's a slight chance it goes up, and if it does go up, it's going up a lot. That's my stance. Also, BTAI, if I can just come back to it. Oh, well, okay, this is breaking out here. All right, so I said $2 move. Let's see if we get $2 move. On the extreme end, I think we go to like 12, but I'm calling $2 move. So we had a $1 move and a complete rejection. That's not pleasant. So maybe the seller is bigger than I expected. Yeah, that looks horrible. Okay, so we did get the breakout. I predicted $2. You got a little over $1 a share on the pop. Does seem like there's a distributor. We saw a couple red flags back here, but I genuinely thought it was going to go up more. Yeah, you're out. Yeah, that's a horrid rejection, and it's on pretty high volume. This might be a top. Yeah, not a fan of that at all. What I was going to say, though, is BTAI did make a second curl here. Maybe worth keeping an eye on this. Is a very downtrendy stock, but you have had some pops. This would probably be one I would want to get short with. If it is actually going to curl and start to run. They're very easy to borrow as well. Okay, I got orders out, so if this does run. Yeah. Honestly, so we've had two stocks. I mean, still, I mean, at this point, I gotta call BBGI a strong winner. Like, just going up 100%, you can't call this a loser of a stock. I mean, I guess unless you're DJ, but no, this was a very impressive move. I would not have trusted it to hold up, or not to hold up. I wouldn't have trusted it to break down. This looked like it had huge potential to run more. CYCU looks like it's starting to break out here. Oh, nasty. Okay, Chinese stock. It's had a huge pump and dump back last year. It's moving now. I haven't even checked for Chinese stock. I'm just assuming it is one. No. It's not. So this is just a horrible company. Okay. Yeah, just been bleeding down. No news on this either. You had this curl up, no volume. Looks like a pump and dump. All right, they moved the whole thing up on light volume. They're spiking volume here. Now they're gonna dump it. No news. Looks like a pump and dump. VRAX appears to be shipping up as the penny stock runner, 21-cent stock. I mean, maybe, yeah. It's doing okay. I mean, it's already starting to roll over as I say that, but yeah. Yeah, my prediction CYCU is a rug pull. I expect it goes down a lot. Checking a dip on VRAX. Trading the penny stocks. All right. Good luck. I don't trust the penny stocks at all. For all I know, it's going to go all the way back. Maybe I'm just too pessimistic on them. I mean, if there's news and it's solid, like what is there news? Let's see. Okay, there's not even news on this thing. Okay, no. No, horrible downtrend, no news, penny stock. I don't trust this to hold at all. Yeah, if there's not even any news on it. I mean, we'll see. Maybe it makes a new leg, but I expect it to fully roll over. Yeah, CYC pushing lows, or at least lows of this area. This does run. Do I want to be a part of it? I probably do. AIXI did a run from 10 cent to 270. It's a hot theme, which is the only reason VRAX is moving, probably. Maybe. QNCX. I saw that one. We got two stocks popping up here at the half hour, though. So let's focus on this. ELAB popping again. It does have news. Fully utilizes all available in 20 million equity financing facility. Strengthens cash position. And PSTV. This one's really, really beaten up. Plus Therapeutics granted US FDA orphan drug designation. Seems mediocre to me. I will go back to LAB in just a moment. Okay, ELAB, very, very strong move here. This is a stock that has been moving recently, I believe. It popped up somewhat and came back. Yeah, from 2 to 14. Yeah, so you had a pretty big run on this. It's been majorly beaten up though, right? Was in the 100s just a few months ago. Yeah, okay, yeah, in the last week or so it's had some activity. Looks like it has, I mean, I think this is too much potential. Right, this is shown it can run over 100% multiple days in a row. The news isn't great though. Yeah, the bigger move recently is what's making me want to stay away from it. Sky Q. Turning down a bit. OMEX really running. Wow. Does have news at the half hour. Will operate as Amer Ocean Minerals Corp. and expected to trade under NASDAQ. Okay. It doesn't seem crazy. This one doesn't meet my criteria, so I'm not going to mess with it. Out of curiosity, am I able to short it? Just want to check out of curiosity. I am able to short it. 55 million shares, so that makes sense. But yeah, I don't short it here. Funny that the best news they could have is that there's a ticker change. QNCX, I mean, it's kind of curling, but it's still really on backside at the moment. You ran OMEX from $1.09 to $1.51. Wow. Dude, that's like, I mean, it's not the whole move, but that's like a lot of the move. Do I consider this a hot market now? It's definitely getting hotter. We're seeing 100% movers almost every day now. I would actually say we're starting to get into hot territory. Yeah. We're definitely very warm, starting to get hot. That's kind of my read. Yeah, Larry, it seems like it's heating up significantly. I would say maybe slightly hot. That's momentum down 10K. Yeah. When your biggest runners are 10-cent stocks, though, that's bottom of the barrel. Feels like traders are ready to jump in on a real company. We need that spark. I mean, we've had stocks that have been running several magnitudes. This is a pretty big pullback. I might try ELAB on reduced size if I can get it. I might not be able to because this was a recent runner. But the snooze really isn't great. Yeah, it can only be liquidated. Fair enough. What is the last stock to run? $2 stock to run to $10 or something, though. Well, I mean, you're talking about a 500% move. When I say a hot market, I'm not necessarily saying we see 500% moves. I'm just looking for you have a 100% move potential every day. And it seems like we're getting that. I mean, I would say that in the hottest market, you'll see like 500,000% moves every week or every 2 weeks. Certainly. But yeah, I'm not claiming this is the hottest market, but I am claiming that I think it is heating up significantly. We're definitely not cold. I don't even know if we're warm. To me, it's a debate between really warm or slightly hot. OMEX holding up really well. Yeah, like this just popped up, no pullback at all. You had a very small one, but that's it. Huge volume. Well, not actually, relative to the total shares, not actually that much. All it takes is one somewhat higher price stock to go 500%. I mean, you've had stocks do that, though. Like, right, you had SkyQ. That one went up like 400% or something, and that wasn't a penny. OMEX continuing up here. Name change doesn't seem like it should be really justifying this big of a pop. 150s is the first resistance level. This is showing so much strength. I don't really want to get involved here, though. The next area would be around 215. I could try for that. It's a bit of a long shot, but if it's gonna keep moving up, It's showing strength here, so I don't think this is the best spot for a pullback potential. Yeah, I'll pause here for the next leg. No 500% though, much less intraday 500%. Level 2 is nuts for Omex. You say spoofer. This is just a very thick stock. 55 million shares, right? There's going to be a lot of people in the bid and ask that aren't getting filled. So spoofing is just going to be naturally higher on a stock like this. That's not even to say that it's intentional. Also, keep in mind that the stock went straight up and basically flatlined before going up again. So to me, this really reads like someone's just accumulating. SkyQ went up around 220% in 3 days. That's it? It doesn't... I could have swore it went up more than 220. Right, you had 272. You went up to a high of 825. No, that's over 300%. Right? It's not quite the 500% figure, but even in the first day you had like a over 100% move, over 200? Not quite 200. You had like maybe 150% move, almost 200% move here. No, I mean, I think this is really bullish. I don't know. Like, asking for a 500% move is kind of like the hottest market. Spread and ask was large, but would randomly flash to large on a single ask. Well, what are you defining as large? Just out of curiosity, because I'm looking at the level 2 here for me, and I'm seeing a ton of orders on both sides. Right, like, I mean, what would that really be? Like 30,000? No. Oh yeah, the ask on the level 2 is huge. Like 100,000 total in some instances. Like, orders flashing on, that could really just be algos. If it's, here's the thing, is where is the order showing up? Because I see them sometimes flashing on the bid and ask on, like, you know, on best bid, on best ask. To me, that's totally reasonable. I don't consider that spoofing. Like, I see 40,000 orders flashing on for the bid right now. If it's on the bid, like top of bid, I don't think that's spoofing. Yeah, where the order is really important. If it's the best bid or best ask, I wouldn't call that spoofing. I would just call that algorithms doing their shenanigans. He said 159. I mean, 159 was touched. Yeah, that's not really spoofing. That's just the high. Yeah, there might just be a genuine seller here. This is continuing to grind well. All right, I'm going to get rid of my PSTV orders. PSTV fully retraced. BTAI. I'm going to get rid of those too. BTAI also fizzled out. Yeah, the only thing I have orders on is Omex, and I'm postured much higher here because this looks like a grind up right now. ELAB holding nicely. Has shown some weakness here, though. Penny stock's hot, everything else not. What do you mean everything else not, dude? We've had 100% runners like every day or every other day. I think we're on different wavelengths on what's hot. You're telling me that this move was not hot? Like, this was a crazy run, and it held up decently, at least initially, for the first half hour. Dude, I don't know. I feel like you're like thinking of like the hottest market. Okay, we got mask moving again. This one moved a few days ago. Gave it back. Determines that E3 network has regained compliance. Compliance play. I'm not able to short this one. You're with NASCAR. Monday was hot today, and yesterday not hot. Okay. Well, I will take the feedback and sit on it. It's good at regain compliance, but I mean this is a very, very underwater stock. Compliance might not be enough to hold it up. A 100% move is just not all that impressive. Every day you pretty much see them. The question is, how well do they hold up? But like in a cold market, you don't see 100% runners every day. You see a 100% runner maybe every week. The frequency is definitely higher. That's not really a question to me. Omex really breaking out here. Anyone short this in this area is really getting squeezed. You need to see a second and third wave higher on BBIG to run at least 250% before the momentum shifts from pennies to higher price tickers. IMO. I mean, I understand that, certainly. I'm trying to think in the past, and like, especially like last year, July area, where you were actually having like 500,000% runners. Like that is definitely, I would say, peak hot market. But we don't really have that where we're having 250% plus runners on a daily basis. We don't have that a lot. At least we haven't in the last year. OMEX really getting momentum here. OMEX up 121%. I disagree. I literally track the biggest intraday mover every day for the past 4 years. It's difficult to find a day where there isn't a 100% runner. All right, well, fair enough, I suppose. I don't track them. I'm mostly going off of context from the pre-market here, since whenever the market's open, I'm not day trading penny stocks. I'm not looking for like the momentum plays. Suppose if there's like times during the day or something, but Morning. Made money on OMEX. Left a ton of money on the table. OMEX is actually the same catalyst play. What was it? There was another stock that had a huge run. It was a merger agreement. Was it SkyQ? Was it this one? No, this was the oil play. What was the merger one? There was a recent merger that did really well. You've tracked 59, 250% runners in 2026 so far. Okay, so you're talking about just general runners then, right? Because I'm mostly focusing on pre-market. So if you're expanding it to... Well, let me ask you this. Do you have data on just the pre-market? Right? Because if we're talking just the pre-market hours, I would say that those numbers condense more favorably towards the recent action. Right? We don't have 250% runners every day pre-market. I don't even think on penny stocks. Maybe like once a week. But yeah, I'm still gonna push back. Like, I don't, in the general market sense, if there are stocks that are moving more, then I could accept that because that's just something I don't monitor. Comparatively, last year there were 81 250% runners at this time. So the 250% runners were hotter last year than this year. Gotcha. No, and that's a good way to measure it. Push back to the guy that has all the data and you have none. Sounds reason. Well, I do have data though. That's the thing. I have data from my back testing for the period that I'm looking at, right? So I'm not coming at this from an angle of no data at all. I am conceding that because you have data from the whole entire picture, that your picture is more full in that aspect. So I'm conceding that. I don't. No, I have data of the pre-market. I have backtesting data for it. Yeah, I only tested data for the time period that I'm trading. Mask up 40% now. So you want to know how many tickers ran 250% in pre-market? I can give you that. I'll give you the tickers that this year that ran 250% between any period you would like. Okay. That's impressive data sets. Yeah, if you have it so that it's that customizable, then that's impressive, because mine is, like I said, mine's very rigid, right? I could give you that number as well. I'd have to go back through because I couldn't give it to you readily, but I could give you it within like an hour. But yeah, if you're able to give it to me just on a fly, that's very, very impressive. And your structure probably is better set up than mine. Oof, okay. Rug pull on mass there. 280 to 230. Yeah. ELAB continuing up. New high. Do I think MNQ US 500 going to dip after this upward move? It's really hard to say. I didn't think you were tracking individual tickers each day. You do that? That's interesting data to me. So, I do. I don't really put as much emphasis as maybe I should on it. For example, if a certain ticker has a history of performing a certain way, I will make a flag for that. But I don't put a lot of weight on it. More so if I just see it happen 2 or more times, like if this one runs a lot, or if it has a history of popping and dropping, I will flag that. I will see that, so that whenever I look at it in the future, I will know, hey, this has done X in the past. So I don't put a lot of weight on it, but I do put some weight on it. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, maybe you guys haven't noticed, but I have used that as something I've referenced a couple times on stocks. I don't, like I said, I don't put a lot of weight on it. But yeah, stocks tend to repeat whatever pattern they're doing. I say tend to, right? Because, you know, there's always exceptions. I'd much prefer to do it based off of the general market trend of this, general chart pattern trend of the stock. Like ELAB is a downtrending stock. So even when you have these instances where it pops and fades, the trend is just that it's down. So even if the stock does run up like 400 or 500%, the odds it retraces are higher, in my opinion. I find that to be more reliable, but the problem with that is that there can be anomalies that slip through if you don't judge based off of the current action and the current move. That's kind of my thinking for it. Omex basing out here at this upper level. Yeah, Omex has just kind of grinded. Like, there's been no pullback at all. This has been a very, very strong mover. Yeah, I mean, what is this retracement? It's like, what, 20% retracement maybe? Right on this area. You had like a 23% retracement. This area. Yeah, like this one's you've had like a 10%. No, this stock has been performing exceptionally. Likely accumulation from institutions, especially with such a high share outstanding. Okay, like, I don't know what that is, day trading DE, so I'm gonna assume it's spam. Looks like spam. The link is very suspicious. I would view it, but I would view the link, but I don't really want to get a virus, so I'm not going to. See your other messages. I just deleted that one. I don't know why your other messages aren't showing up. Yeah, he's just saying it's a Momo pic sharing service to show Momo stocks. Tracks hot movers the last X days. Yeah, I don't know why your other messages aren't showing up there, but that link still looks sus. What I'm expecting is a higher priced all day runner that runs 250% a day, something like ELAB or OMEX. It's like nobody wants to dip their toe in the pool until they know the water is warm. All the attention. Until then, all the attention will stay on the pennies. I don't know. I'm still wishy-washy on it. Yeah, again, and maybe this is me being biased now, right? Because I'm only looking at the data that I have, and now you got me like half questioning myself because of there's other data sets that invalidate what I'm looking at. That means I'm not operating on a full picture. So I won't really contest what you're saying there. But I will just say that my data says otherwise, but I would probably defer to your data because your data is more full. ELAB holding up really well. OMEX finally pulling back. The easy answer is you wait for a 10x move, and that will be the hot theme for the next week. Yeah, that is true too, right? We see it where when a stock does run 500+%, 1,000+%, absolutely, the next stock that shares enough qualities with that stock will move for the next, we'll just say like 3 days guaranteed, maybe a week, if it holds up well. Definitely, yeah, that is a strong theme I've seen. If you have a stock, we'll just say biotech releases news of, I don't know, some sort of patent, and it runs 1,000%. Then the next low float stock that has a patent that's biotech, if it's like in the next day or 3 days maybe, it's gonna rip. Right? That is certainly the easy play, in my opinion. And maybe it probably won't run like another 500%, but it might run like 100 or 200%. And the odds, I think, are disproportionately high. The last 10x move was a penny stock AIXI. Well, and here's the thing too, which makes what you're arguing a little more difficult. I would argue that 10x moves, or just even like, any kind of move is going to be bigger in a penny stock, because intuitively there's less movement that has to happen for it. You see, by default, penny stocks move more, right? Now, move more is relative because, they're penny stocks, so they need to move less to get a 10x move. And I would argue that there's just as many pump and dumps as there is. Like, for every stock that goes 10x in penny stock land, there's, like, any number of them that fail just as hard, if not harder than normal. Trying to dig deeper into when we will see that shift. My thesis is you need the all-day 250% runner. Something really holds up well before traders are ready to jump. And this is something that I was talking about that I've noticed. Hold on. OMX is popping pretty hard here. My entry could come into play shortly. But, yeah, something I've noticed, even with stocks that perform well, like let's say you have a $3 stock, it goes up 300, 400%, and it holds. The thing is that while that is impressive, it doesn't seem like that creates a real spark. And that's something that kind of stood out to me as a surprise. Just having even something like a 300 or 400% move that holds up isn't really enough. It can be, but it's not self-fulfilling in the same way that like a 500 or 1,000% runner holding up would produce. And even like that one Chinese stock we had, I forget what it was. It was like NDN or something, where it went up like over 1,000%, but then it didn't hold up at all. So it ended up rolling over. But even that 1,000% runner, the next day we had multiple stocks that were Chinese that attempted to run. And they all ended up being rug pulls. But yeah, I think there is more emphasis just on how much it moves up in general. Holding up is certainly better, but it seems like there's a bit of a higher weight towards if the stock actually has a huge runner. Hello, have a look at OMX. You mean the stock I'm looking at right now? Sorry, I'm already on it. Yeah, you're good, man. You're good. I'm pretty close to an entry here. Like I'm pretty close now. So you had a very, very small pullback here. It got bought up again though. Yeah, we're entering the next range here of consolidation. If I do get filled, I feel somewhat comfortable. It's currently up 150%. Oh, please don't let this be the top. Oh, I'm gonna be so sad if it is. I just want to say it now before it rejects. I had my order at 214, so if this doesn't hit by 2 pennies, I'm gonna be very sad. All right, we are short. OMX. BBIG, disappointing it's not holding up. Could get attention back in at the open. Volume is really dried out. I haven't even looked at it. I took it off my thing. BBGI. Yeah, I mean, it's still holding about 50% retracement, which is okay, but not exceptional. Yeah, we'll see how much this is going to go up here. I got the first leg filled. I mean, ideally, I guess we would push right into the mid-range of this consolidation area, and then we pull back. It's held up really well, so I'm not really expecting a big pullback, but this is also quite a big move in a short period. I think OMAX is maybe the only... I guess ELAB is still okay. This could just be the pullback for the next leg. Yeah, so ELAB, probably a secondary. OMAX seems like the primary. OMAX is holding up extremely well, though. Very, very small pullbacks. Definitely repricing because of the merger. Me OM. I don't know what that means. OM. Actually, I need to shift my thing. My thing's a little bit... out of... Let's see. There. Okay, now it's on screen. You only go shot. You mean short? Short. Currently, but yes, with this. Yeah, I saw this. I thought there was something else. So there was actually news on this at 7. American Ocean Minerals said to reach 1 billion. Is that this? Yeah. So there was actually a press release over here. It wasn't just a leak. Meal short. Dude, Moses, I have no idea what you're trying to say here. I mean, I see you're saying I only go short. Yeah. Okay, so very small pullback here. Volume lighter, so doesn't look super bearish yet. Agree popping up. Very horrible. Oof. This thing's just kind of fallen off of a cliff. No news that I can see on Gree. Do I only short stocks? For this strategy, yes. For my intraday strategy, no. DJ down 11K. Jesus, dude. Ugh. Don't worry, guys. DJ's gonna make it off. He's making it back off stream. Don't worry. No. Even he said no. Even he said he's not paper trading, so he's not paper trading. Obviously. Obviously, man. Come on. It's funny, too. There were a bunch of comments calling him out, and he deleted them all on the video. People saying that he's, like, improving his losses. All right. OMX might be the top. I mean, it'd be nice if this is, but I don't know. This volume on the pullback is still light. Doesn't look, I mean, relative to the push-up. So I'm not super bearish yet. And because this has consolidated very small, we've still only seen small consolidation. So I'm not convinced that this is the top yet. It could be, but I'm not really convinced yet. Come on, bro. He can't be real money. He buy huge amounts of shares. Yeah. Oh, no, I know. I mean, I've called this out since the beginning, so I don't know what you want me to tell you. If you want more proof, he used to use market orders in the pre-market. He stopped doing it after people called it out, but he used to use market orders, which you can't do. Okay, so a little bit of a pullback here. Volume's still not super high, so I'm not super convinced yet, but glad to see it go in my direction. The high was 22, or no. High was 26, so I was a little bit close to the ad. Didn't quite get there, though. Market up 4% in April after a pretty ugly March. Yeah, March was okay like the first few days, but it went surprisingly south. No, I've seen DJ before. He did like a 50,000 share order one time. It was crazy. Right? He bought like 1,000 shares. He got rug pulled like $2. So logically, when you're down $2 a share, the natural thing to do is YOLO with 55 or I think it was like 55 or 53,000. But yeah, the natural thing to do when you're down $2 a share is YOLO 55,000 shares in a supposed 10K account. It's the logical thing to do in that situation. ADGM. Has news from 8. It kind of just didn't have any traction until now. Receives IDE approval from the FDA. So news. Stock doesn't really meet my criteria. OMX is curling. I'm not surprised, honestly. Right? Like I said, the pullback was somewhat small and the volume wasn't super big. Yeah, rug pull on Gree. Didn't really go anywhere with it. AM EST starting another curl. Might make a new high. Volume's picked up, but this volume isn't actually super high. Still better, it is more bullish, I think, here. See higher volume on the upside, even if it's not by much. We will see. Okay, love to see that. This volume isn't super big, but I'll take it. BPGI, getting a little bit of a curl. I mean, this might end up doing something intraday. Not doing anything too crazy right now. Yeah, OMEX really not resolving in my direction, so I might end up cutting this soon. Yeah, you hit this big flush down, but I was happy to see the volume go in my, or the price action go in my direction, but this volume really wasn't exceptional for a push down like that. There could be a buyer accumulating here. Yeah, my P&L has just been kind of flipping back and forth here. It's not really picking up in either direction. I think I've been a little more underwater than above. Am I executing purely on volume, or can I run you through your TA? It's something I've been working on as a strategy. I'm not really sure if I feel comfortable breaking down what I'm trying to do here, but that's just how it is. You know how it is. All right, CYCU PR. I think it might have been CYCU. Was this the one with the merger news? No. Secures multi-year contract valued at approximately $1 million. I mean, that sounds like a good deal. Yeah, very horrible downtrending stock, though. Hmm. $4 million shares. Well, $1 million isn't actually that impressive, though. It has government agency, though, so that sounds... Yeah, I don't know. Like, the thing is like, this is a terrible company. The contract is relatively small. Big inflow, though. All right, I'll put out an order. All right, I got some orders out. Omex, love to see that much of a break, but again, the volume isn't actually exceptional for what I would have wanted to see here. I don't actually love this volume. It's good, but it's not great. I mean, I'm looking at these higher volume candles. This just really isn't matching up as much as I would have wanted. CYCU continuing to run. Pulled back nicely. TAOP PR2. This is definitely a Chinese stock, right? Yeah, China. Be careful with the Chinese stocks. Yeah, expands smart elevator services business with new orders exceeding 3 million. I mean, it sounds decent, honestly. I'll give Omex a little longer. I don't like that we've had these pushes down on lower volume. I mean, it could be the top, but I don't know. I'm still not seeing a lot of weakness right now. See if I see you pulling back a bit here. The AOP, not really picking up too much traction. Not a lot of volume. Yeah, my read on Omex is this could be the top, but it's still looking solid for just a pullback. These breakdowns haven't been the kind of volume profile I would have wanted to see. All three have been mediocre. Took a nice base hit for 11 cents. There you go. There you go. Yeah, PW, no news, huh? Yeah, it doesn't look like news. Horribly. Oh my god, this stock. Yeah, this one's just bled into the gutter. Only 1 million shares. Yeah, Omex curling again here. So we've had these flush attempts, maybe trying to shake out longs. All of them have been lower volume pushes down. Yeah, ELPW would be purely just a reversal play because the thing is so beaten up. But on the same token, it's such a crappy stock. I don't even know if it's going to hold up. No, yeah, definitely. And I respect the suspicion play. Like I have picked up on that as well, where these stocks that just act weird and then they just start running later. No, I'm not disagreeing with you at all, NASCAR. I understand the logic. So you've got a very, very slight downtrend here. It's very subtle, though. I'm getting near the time limit for this. Omex really hasn't resolved favorably for me. All right, CYCU dump. This is a stock that has been historically popping and dropping. I've noticed this one several times do this. didn't give me enough to get in. This is floored out both times at the same spot. If this breaks down here, I'm just going to cut it. This is basically a time limit for me, so I need to try and lock in at some point here. Yeah, I got like 4 minutes left. Yeah, again, pushing down here, just light volume on this push. Anyone fancy checking out DJ's P&L for an update? He'll make it all back later and off stream anyway. No, he's going to make exactly half back, Carl. That's his protocol. He's always made exactly half back. See, we see you trying to salvage your day, but it has a lot of work to do. I mean, CYCU is giving back like everything. Unless you were shorting it. I mean, you short, yeah. So you probably have made something from it. Super low volume on this push down. All right. I'm just gonna... That's actually crazy? Okay, that's frustrating. So I did not expect that to happen. Okay. Wow. That is actually very frustrating. Okay, well, that's on me. Oh, that is so frustrating. I want to verify what just happened, because I think I know what happened. Yeah. Yeah, that's what happened. Okay, so... Yeah, that was 2 trades. So what happened was... I had my initial short order. I had my order to cover at... It wasn't this one, it was 204. And I placed my order and immediately canceled the old one. and they both filled at the same time. So that flipped me from being short 8 shares to long 8 shares. Oh, that's frustrating. Yeah, and then I had like an extra 4-cent loss because I was deciding what to do. So that would have been, yeah, that would have been like a, what would that have been? That would have been like that would have been a 12-cent winner. Now it is a 6-cent winner because of that execution mistake. I mean, it's not a lot lost, but that's still frustrating because that ate a day trade. I'll have a day trade back tomorrow in this account, so I'll still have a trade to work with, but that's annoying. Yeah, good morning, Siobhan. Yeah, I'm just kind of frustrated. It's what it is. Well, and I'll give myself some credibility too. That hasn't happened yet, so it's a first-time mistake, so I really won't hold myself too much accountable for that. Well, I'll hold myself accountable, but I'm not going to put a lot of emphasis on it. Just need to know going forward, make sure if I'm replacing the order, cancel the order first. That way I don't do an accidental double fill. Dude, that's crazy though. Oh, can I like look at the actual time closer? Because like the actual fill time, can I like look at this? Look at this fill time. Look at the difference between the two. Literally the same second by like a fraction of a second. That's actually nutty. Still, if my structure has a weakness, then it makes sense that occasionally it's going to get hit. But you know what? You know what? Let's look at it differently. I'm green 60 cents today. I've made a teeny tiny dent. I'm not down 11,000 like DJ. You know what? I'm green today. I should be happy for that, even if it is a poor execution. Now, do I count this as a 12-cent win or a 6-cent win? Because the strategy would have produced a 12-cent win. On the bear case, it would have made a 14-cent win on the bull case. You notice today Thinkorswim is significantly slower than usual on trade executions. Whenever I trade on it later today for my positions, I'll keep that in mind, but yeah, I haven't noticed anything. I'll ask you guys. Let you guys be the judge here. So let me clarify. The strategy would have been somewhere between a 12 and 14 cent winner if my order canceled and the new one put out. It became a 60-cent winner because I accidentally added when I meant that just to be a closing order. Should I count that as a... We'll just split it. Well, should that have been a 13-cent winner? Or should that have been the 60-cent winner that I've realized? Or, well, I'll do per share. So 13 per share. That should have been a 104. I'll let you guys decide. I'm okay with either, honestly, but I'm just curious what you guys think. Usually take the worst one. I'm kind of leaning that way too, honestly, because like realistically, I made 60 cents. Now this was preventable, so it's not necessarily a strategy mistake. It is a mechanical mistake, but I'm mostly leaning towards 60 cent as well, if I'm being honest. You think you misunderstood the question, so you deleted it. How close am I to sizing up? Unfortunately, not. And I am waiting for 15 trades before I make that video. My plan was initially to size up at 15 trades. We are at 14 now. But after the metrics came out, and I can show it here. Well, not sure really how I should show it. Well, yeah, I'll probably just need to wait for the video because I don't have a great way to show it. I can show the spreadsheet, kind of give you an idea. But basically, after the first regiment with one share, I passed with flying colors, right? It was like every trade was a winner, so why wait? The second regiment, which is the one we're in now, where I've had 9 trades. I think, negative. It's going to be a little less now, but I'm negative probably like 60 cents per share, which is not terrible. My cumulative result is that I'm up about maybe $2.70 per share. So we'll go ahead and log this real quick, and I can show you. I'm not able to trade, so nothing really else for me to focus on right now. Both brokers are on 0 trades. Give me a sec. So yesterday was a no trade day. Or not yesterday, but Monday the 6th. Today it's the 8th. I'm going to count this as a 60-cent win. Bit disappointing, but I think that is the more appropriate call here. Should have been like $1.04, but it is how it is. So 8-cent winner. And the important one is the adjusted gain loss. So for the 1 share regiment with the multiple 1, right? And I'll go into more detail with this with my review, but I had a crushing first 5 trades, right? I made $3.22 per share, which is an insane return. Like that's actually like way above average. And so from this regiment with the 8 shares, I've gone from $3.22 per share down to $2.61 per share, right? So you just do the math, subtract the 2. That would give you what, like 61. Yeah, so I'm down 61 cents per share for the 8 share regiment, and I'm up $3.22 per share for the share 1 regiment. Average or adjusted is 261. So the strategy is still working, but the 8 share has put me net red, which is unfortunate. And it's only net red because I took 8x size now, and the regiment with 8x size is negative. So that's why I'm red, even though the strategy is still overall working. And yeah, that's I wanted to size up with 15 shares, assuming that I was EV positive, and I am EV positive. But because I am gross, it's so weird. I'm EV positive, the commissions are negligible, but I'm still gross negative because of the sizing difference. So I'm mostly postured. I'm not really against sizing, but just from principle, I want to see me flip green on the 8 share regiment, right? So I need 60 cents per share. So, and the unfortunate thing, and I'll go into more detail with this whenever I do my review, but the reality is a lot of these performers have been weaker. I mean, we had like a, can't see it here, but this was a $1 per share winner or something like that, 109 per winner. And that's really good. But you look at the one share one, like where I had 77 cents, 58, $1.25, 62, 52. Or, well, 62. But I was just banging out winners here. And this was just a really, really good regimen. Like, my average winner was really, really good. And for the 8-share regiment, my winners is just like, I had a 52, great, 35. I had a 3 cent, 13 cent, 8 cent. Like, my winners are just not doing very well here. And not to mention, I had a max loss last week. And I had a moderate, somewhat small loser here. So yeah, it's just this hasn't been a clean regiment, and it's kind of thrown me off because I was kind of pulled in by the overperformance I was getting early on, and I've been kind of having a reality check, especially with the max loss I had, and that's really been making me want to kind of step back. Let me update this as well, just so you can kind of see the line graph story of it. But yeah, this is basically the line graph story if you assume a per share, adjusted for one share. Yeah, it's still working, but not as good as I would have liked. And that's kind of where I'm sitting. And like I said, I'm gonna, when I have my 15th trade, I'm gonna make a video covering this in more detail, because there's a lot of nuances to it. But that's kind of where I'm sitting right now. Yeah, I think most of you agree with me about the 60 cent winner thing. Yeah, that's where I'm sitting too. And I'll just keep it as 60 cents. Yeah, as far as how much I'm going to size up, I'm on the fence for it. I'm either going to do 2x size or 4x size. So I'm not sure yet. When we get there, then I'll decide. But it's going to be either 2x or 4x size. So I'm either going to increase to 16. So I'm going to either increase to 16, 32, 16, or I'm going to increase to 32, 64, 32. So it's going to be one of those two. Yeah, we're at the top of the hour here. Honestly, there's no real need for me to stick around, I think, just because I can't trade anymore. So I'm not really in play to do anything. So I'm probably just going to end it here. I will have one day trade tomorrow. So, you know, if opportunity comes, then I will certainly be willing to trade it. And also I get my day trades for Thinkorswim back after that. So it kind of works out. CYCU has effective shelf registrations. Prepare for new shares to hit markets. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, CYCU, I had an order, by the way, to short it at 210. Didn't get there. It went to 195, I think. No, went to 191. Okay, so I was like 19 cents off of a fill here. Yeah, but this is a horribly downtrending stock. I don't expect it to hold up. But yeah, I'm going to end it here. Thank you guys for watching. 60 cent winner. A bit embarrassed / frustrated from that execution mistake, but first time for it. We live, we learn. It was not catastrophic. It cost me 8 cents a profit per share. Learning experience. But yeah, I'll be back at it tomorrow. Hopefully I feel a bit better. I still feel a bit under the weather even now. But yeah,